nice and comfortable. Let your arms be restful at your sides. Palms open face to the sky. We're going to close our eyes and just deeply breathe into the nose, expanding belly back and ribcage on the inhale. And let's exhale out through the nose, feeling that same area of our bodies contracting empty. As we're focusing on our breath, let's bring some awareness to our face. Relax our eyes. Relax our jaw. And then let's move our awareness and our breath to our neck. Shoulders. Let your breath move all the way down the arms, right out to the tips of our fingers. From there, let's move our awareness and breath into our hips. And then feel your breath travel down your legs and all the way out to your toes. Next, we're going to move into that spine, and we're going to breathe from the top of our head out to our tailbone. And we want to feel our breath weaving itself in between each and every segment of our spine. So we create lots of space and breathe away any tension that we hold there. From there, let's inhale both arms to the sky, and then we'll exhale behind us. And once your hands have relaxed back on the mat, I want you to flex your feet, spread your fingers out really wide, and stretch out through your fingertips and push out through your heels. And then let it all go soft. And we'll inhale the arms back up to the sky. Exhale, return them to your sides. Once there, let's pull the left knee all the way up to the chest, give it a good hug, and flex and point our left foot. Make a slow circle with our ankle, and then reverse. And then just let your foot rest. Now let's proceed to circle our knee around, breathing into that hip. And then we'll go the other way a few times. And then just hold the knee in close to your body. Let's release that leg and we'll switch, pulling the right knee in. Again, start with just a hug. And we'll flex and point that foot. Let's proceed to roll the ankle around slowly. And reverse. And then just let your foot rest. Circling the knee around slowly, breathing into that hip. And we'll go the other way. And again, just hold the knee in nice and close. From there, let's bring the opposite knee in as well, giving ourselves a nice hug with our shoulders relaxed. Gently rock them side to side, massaging either side of that spine. And then let's stay in neutral and gently circle knees around and around, massaging through lower back. And reverse. And then just keep the knees tucked in again, nice and close to the body. And then let's release and just rest our feet on the mat. Space them apart about hips distance. Toes in slightly, heels out slightly, arms at our sides, palms to the sky. Feel the belly button tighten and slowly start to peel the spine off the mat. Want to lift those hips up without feeling any compression in the neck. No discomfort in the knees, but activation in the buttocks, the hamstrings, and the belly. And then as slowly as we run up, let's come back down. And then try again, tighten the belly and we'll slowly peel up. Pressing those hips up nice and high. And again, we'll slowly make our way back to the mat. Once you've made it back to the mat, we'll bring the knees back in for another good hug, feeling the stretch. Going down the spine into those gluteals. And a few more rocks from side to side. And then just stay in that neutral place. And as we exhale, let's roll ourselves to an upright position. And then once we're upright, let's cross our legs tailor-style. Feeling those sit bones on the mat. Let your palms open face to the sky, back of our hands on the knees. And we're going to let our chin fall to our chest and just breathe into the back body. Inhale, lift the head. Let's take back, open our throat. Exhale again, chin to chest. Inhale, lift the head, take back, open our throat. Exhale, chin to chest. From there, we're going to roll that left ear to left shoulder. Drop the chin and roll to the right. Again, drop the chin as we roll left. Drop the chin, roll right. And then just let your chin rest on your chest. Let's bring the head back to that neutral place. And then we're going to place hands together at heart center. Let's inhale, open the arms and the heart. Exhale, round the spine back so the hands come close. Inhale wide. Exhale round. Inhale wide. Exhale round. Again, inhale wide. And exhale round. Inhale wide and just stay there. And then press out through your palms. So just flex those wrists. And then we'll bring the hands back upon the knees. And again, let your chin drop to your chest. Let's roll the left ear to the left shoulder. And then take your left hand and place it just above the tip of your right ear. And then we'll take our right hand and press it down into the earth. We're going to breathe all the way up that right arm along the side of our neck. And then let's inhale and reach left arm high to the sky. Side bend to our right. Back up. Good. Try again. Side bend. And lift. Once more, side bend. Sweep forward. Reach all the way out. Come up. Side bend. And release. Let's inhale both arms to the sky. And exhale, hands to the heart. Again, inhale to the sky. And exhale, open down. Inhale to the sky. Exhale to the heart. Inhale to the sky. Exhale, open. Once more, inhale to the sky. And exhale to the heart. Let's return hands to knees once again in seated mountain pose. And we'll let the chin fall to the chest. Let's tip right ear to right shoulder. Place right hand just above the tip of our left ear. And then we'll push our left palm into the earth. Breathe all the way up that left arm and along the side of our neck. And then we'll inhale, reach high to the sky. Side bend to our left. And come back up. Again, let's side bend. And once more side bend. Lift up. And let that arm come down. Once down, let's do some shoulder rolls from back to front. And then we'll turn the shoulder rolls into some small arm circles. And then from there, we'll make them a little bit bigger and a little bit slower. And then just let both hands reach high to the sky. Feel like you're being pulled away from the earth. And we'll place hands together at the heart. And return to seated mountain pose. Take a few more breaths as we are. More inhale. Exhale as we soften a bit, and we're ready for hands and knees. So whatever way works for you to get onto those hands and knees. Once we've made it there, check that your shoulders are directly over your wrists, hips over knees, tops of the feet pressed into the mat. Nice wide spread fingers, hands turned in slightly, and press down to the second, third, and fourth knuckles on each hand. And that's going to keep the weight from sinking into your wrists. Let's sink our navel, lift our tailbone, lift our head, open our heart cow. Exhale, scoop the belly in, round for cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Then let's make our way back to neutral spine. Holding the belly button super tight, let's push out to the heel of our right foot. And then add the left arm forward and rotate your palm to the sky. Exhale, let's come back to all fours and switch. Push out through the left heel, add the right arm forward, and palm to the sky. Exhale, lower, and we'll switch again. Extend and reach. Exhale, lower, switch. Extend and reach. And then exhale, lower, go back to all fours. From there, big toes close, knees apart. Let's push back with our tailbone. Let your chest drop to your knees, forehead to the mat, and then palms opening to the sky. Really stretch your fingertips towards the front end of your mat. Let's slip the hands back over. There's our foundational hands. We'll tuck our toes under, and then start to lift that tailbone towards the sky. Allow your head to jangle freely through your arms. Feel your rib cage pulling closer to your thighs. And feel the bottoms of your shoulder blades really stretching towards your gluteals. Let's nod our head yes. And then gently shake it no. We'll let the head hang there. And then let's walk our dog a few times. Lift and lower each heel individually. And then we're going to let those heels sink down. And let's inhale ourselves into a good strong plank. So got nice tight belly button, straight line from our heels right up to the top of our head. We'll press back up into down dog. Inhale again into our plank. And exhale, down dog. Inhale to plank. Now let's modify to our knees. From here, we're going to open the elbows on the way down, so lower chest and then hips. Now tuck elbows in. Cross the tops of feet and hip bones, pull out the top of head, and then inhale, rise for cobra. Exhale again. On the way down, the elbows open. Once down, press the tops of feet, hip bones, pull the elbows in, and inhale, rise into cobra. Once more, let's exhale, elbows open, coming down. And then they tuck in as we inhale, lengthen, rise into cobra. From there, we're going to push all the way back into extended child's pose. Once again, let your chest drop to your knees, forehead on the mat, and palms face the sky. Really stretching your fingertips away from your tailbone. And then we're back to foundational hands. We tuck our toes, and we're back up into downward facing dog. A few more walks of our dog. And then we press the heels down. From there, let's inhale arm back into plank. So feel free to modify and lower, or we could all lower in one piece. Always elbows open, chest coming down before hips, elbows tuck in. Inhale, lengthen, rise, cobra. Tucking our toes, we make our way back up into downward facing dog. Inhale, return to plank. Exhale as we lower. Inhale, lengthen, rise, cobra. And exhale again, downward facing dog. From there, let's return to all fours. Sink our navel, lift our tailbone, lift our head, open our heart cow. And exhale again for cat. Once more, inhale, cow. Exhale, round cat. And then we're back to neutral. Next, let's again extend through the right heel, pushing out through that leg. Add the left arm forward, palm to the sky, the back into spinal balance. And then we're just going to set the left hand down and let's step our right foot forward, and we'll place it between our hands. Once there, let's push through the top of our left foot, start to lift up our body, and then we'll add the arms to the sky, and that becomes crescent moon. And then let's exhale, fold forward, hands to the mat. We'll tuck our left toes under and lift the left knee. And that becomes runner's lunge. Always making sure that the right knee stays over the ankle without pushing past our toes. Good, now let's step right foot back to form plank. And then return to downward facing dog. And we'll walk the dog a few more times. And we'll press our heels down. And then inhale again into plank. Cross back up into down dog. And then we'll come down onto all fours. Sink navel, lift tailbone, lift head, open heart cow. Exhale, round cat. Inhale, cow. And exhale, round cat. We'll make our way back to neutral. And now left leg extends, pushing through the heel. Add that right arm, palm to the sky. Breathing into our balance. And then right hand comes down, and let's step left foot forward. Placing it between the hands. Crossing down through the tops of our right toes, start lifting up our body. We make our way into crescent moon. And let's exhale, fold forward again. Let's tuck right toes under, lift right knee. And that returns us to runner's lunge. Good. From there, let's step the right foot forward. Let your big toes stay close with your heels slightly apart. And then we're going to slowly roll up. We're try and touch the sky. Exhale, hands to the heart. Then inhale to the sky. Exhale to the heart. Inhale to the sky. Exhale, let's fold forward. Inhale, look out. And Again, inhale, rolling up. Reach high, touch the sky. And exhale to God. Inhale, extend. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look out. And exhale, sink deeper. Now let's step back, right foot, left foot into plank. Exhale, lower, always chest before hips. Inhale, and rise into cobra. And exhale, back up into down dog. Inhale, we return to plank. Exhale again, down dog. Right foot forward, left foot forward, toes close, heels apart. Inhale, slowly rolling up. Reach high, touch the sky. Exhale to God. Again, inhale, extend. Exhale, fold. Inhale, look out. And exhale, sink deeper. Left foot back, right foot back, plank. Exhale, coming down. Inhale. Rise, cobra. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Inhale again into our plank. And exhale, down dog. Left foot forward, right foot forward, toes close, heels apart. Inhale up. Again, inhale, extend. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look out. And exhale, sink deeper. Right foot back, left foot back. There's our plank. Exhale, we're lowering. Elbows open, chest down, hips down. Elbows tuck in. Inhale, nice cobra. And exhale again. Downward facing dog. Inhale to our plank. And exhale. Right foot forward, left foot forward, toes close, heels apart. Inhale. Reach to the sky. Exhale to our heart. Once again, inhale to the sky. Exhale, fold in half. Inhale, look out. And exhale, sink deeper. Left foot back, right foot back, plank. Exhale as we lower. Inhale, lengthen, rise, cobra. And exhale. Inhale, return to plank. And exhale, down dog. Left foot forward, right foot forward, toes close, heels apart. Inhale. Palms facing forward. Fingers wide spread as they're reaching towards the earth, and our top of our head is being pulled towards the sky. Really feel the strength of your balance, drawing power from the earth. Inhale to the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look out. And exhale, sink deeper. Now let's let our rib cage just sit on our thighs. Cradle our elbows into palms of our hands to form a frame. And then allow your head to just dangle within that frame. And bent knees here is perfectly fine. The goal is to truly let go of that upper body and let it relax. Now let the fingers release to the mat, and our right foot steps back into forward lunge. So once we have a well-established lunge, let's push right heel down, turn right toes out, and draw a straight line from your left heel to the back of your right heel. As we lift up our body, we check our left knee still over our ankle. We've got our hip bones still facing forward and our shoulders squared out over those hips. Then we can add arms, and that brings us into warrior one. Let's keep the arms open wide, stay long in the waist, and begin to hinge forward. Pulling ribs closer to thighs, we've got our airplane warrior. And then while here, see if you can lift to the ball of your right foot for airplane lunge. Exhale, hands to the mat. Left foot steps back, we've returned to plank. Exhale, lowering. Inhale, lengthen, rise into cobra. Exhale, we're back up into down dog. Inhale to that plank. And exhale again, down dog. Right foot forward, left foot forward, toes close, heels apart. Inhale, we're rolling back up. Reach high, touch the sky. Exhale, twist. Again, let's inhale, extend. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look out. Exhale, sink deeper. Again, we want to rest our ribs on our thighs. Cradle our elbows and the palms of our hands to form that frame. And then just let your head hang out. Let's let our fingers release to the mat. Left foot back into runner's lunge. Push left heel down, turn left toes out. Again, straight line from right heel to back of left to lifting upper body. Right knee over ankle, hip bone stays forward, shoulders squared out over those hips. When ready, we can add the arms. So I want you to feel the entire surface of both feet pressing into the mat. Good, now let the arms open wide, stay nice and long in the waist, and start to fold forward. So we're going to bring our ribs close to our front thigh. There's our warrior airplane. And then while here, try to lift to the ball of your left foot, so we're in our lunging airplane. Exhale, let's release hands to the mat. Send that right foot back and return to plank. Good. Exhale as we lower. Inhale, lengthening, and then rising into cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, come back up into down dog. Inhale, return to plank. Exhale again, down dog. Left foot forward, right foot forward, toes close, heels apart. Inhale, roll up. Reach to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart. And then let's return. Standing mountain. So now we're going to inhale to the sky. On the exhale, let's start to bend our knees. So think about sitting down in a little tiny chair. And while you're bending your knees, you're going to keep your ribs away from your thighs and pull your knees closer together. Arms still frame the head, and there's our chair pose. Good, now start to straighten the legs and let's fold forward. Once there, we inhale, look out. Exhale, let's sink a little bit deeper. And then step back with our right foot, bringing us back into lunge. Once there, we're just walking ourselves around so we end up in a straddle, facing the wider edge of our mat. Toes in slightly, heels out slightly, hands walking under our shoulders, big inhale to look out. And then exhale, melt down. And remember, bent knees, perfectly fine. Again, the goal is to just really let go of the upper body, feeling that nice long stretch going up the back of our thighs, along the inner thighs. And And then let's press down through the palms so the arms are straight. We're going to raise up our heels. Just pull them up as high as you can. And then we're going to press the heels down and kind of walk that onto your heels so we can lift up all of our toes. Spread them out as wide as you can. And then just let those toes melt back into the mat. Let's move our left hand so it's centered beneath us. Push down on it with your right hand. And then we're going to inhale and open the right arm to the side. On the exhale, begin to revolve with the waist, sending right hand high for our twisting straddle. And then we'll exhale our right hand back down. Once it's back down, let's open left arm out to the side and then right arm to the side for straddle airplane. Using that nice tight core, we're going to inhale and lift ourselves to standing. And then once upright, rotate palms to the sky. We still have toes and heels out, and that becomes our side position. Inhale, reach high to the sky. Exhale, we're going to bend the knees, fold forward, brush the earth, and then inhale, grow into your sunflower. Exhale to fold, and inhale, rise into sunflower. Exhale, again, fold, and inhale. And then we're going to let just the left arm lower, so it's alongside our left thigh. Try reaching the right hand a little straighter and higher to the sky, and then begin to inch the left hand down the outside of that left leg, while maintaining that right arm straight up to the sky. And then we can bring ourselves back to our 5-pointed star. Rotate your palms to face forward. Let's rotate them so they face down. Rotate again. So thumbs point down and back to hands are facing behind us. From there, start to bring the arms closer together so the backs of our hands meet. And then just rotate the arms so now the palms meet together. And we'll lace our fingers and press our palms away from the ground. And while we're pressing through the palms, begin to lift the arms. Allow them to frame your head without feeling any tension in the neck. While we continue to press through the palms, let's do a slight back bend. And then inhale, return to neutral spine. Let's refine 5-pointed star. From there, we're ready to turn our left toes to the front end of our mat. And you want to align your left heel with your right arch. Once that's done, let's bend that left knee. We want to make sure the left knee's out over the ankle without going down to our toes. And we want to center our body weight so we feel the same amount of weight in the left leg and the right leg. Let's look out over that left hand. There's our warrior two. Good, now let's stretch that left arm a little farther forward. We're going to lift the left, lower the right, and push that left palm to the sky. So there's our reverse warrior. We want to breathe all the way up the left side of the ribs. And then find your way back into warrior two. And then we'll pull the left leg straight, and that just brings us back to where we started. So imagine that you're being pressed to flat like a pressed flower. So there's no way we can fold forward and lean backwards. We only go side to side. We start to pull that right hip to the right, and then we start to once we can't go any farther in either direction, go ahead and lower the left hand and lift the right. So when I feel like we're pressing our right hip a little forward, rolling our right shoulder slightly back, that's going to keep us in that very straight open line. And our left hand can be wherever it needs to be that allows us to stay open and flat. Take one more inhale. On the exhale, we're going to start to lower the right arm towards the right hip. So we're going to make a really slow arm circle. As it starts to climb back up the other side, let's bend the left knee. And once it's made it upright, we can either rest our left forearm on our thighs or reach our left hand to the mat. We've made it into extended. Breathing in any tension from the neck to the shoulders. On the exhale, let's begin to revolve up the body. Let your hand come back down, and then you come back into runner's lunge, which then allows us to step our left foot back into plank. Exhale, lowering, always chest before hips, elbows wide, elbows tuck in, and then we inhale, lengthen. Exhale again, toes tuck under, go back into down dog. Inhale to that plank. Exhale, down dog. Right foot forward, left foot forward. Toes close, heels apart. Inhale, we slowly begin to rise. Reach high, touch the sky. And exhale to rise. Let's inhale again, extend to the sky. On the exhale, we're going to again try sitting down in that tiny chair. So as we bend the knees, we're pulling them closer and closer together, keeping ribs from thighs, arms long and reaching without any tension in the neck. Good. Now exhale, begin to fold forward as you straighten your legs. Once there, inhale, look out. Exhale, sink a little deeper. And then we'll step back with our left foot, which brings us into from our runner's lunge, we're going to walk ourselves around into our wide straddle. So now we should be facing the other wide edge of our mat, hands directly under shoulders, toes turned in slightly, heels out slightly. First we inhale, lengthen the spine, look out. And then we're going to exhale and just, again, let upper body hang out. Focus on those inner thighs, those hamstrings. And then let's press down through the palms again, arms push as straight as we can get them. Now let's rock back onto our heels, so we're lifting up those toes, spreading them out really, really wide. And then let's press our toes down. We'll raise our heels. And then let the heels press back down. Once there, let's go ahead and take our left hand and place it on top of our right, pressing down to those palms. And then we're going to take our right hand, keep it pressing down, inhale, left arm out to the side. Let's exhale, revolve at our waist. And there's our twisting straddle. And we'll exhale, left hand back down. Once there, let's inhale, flat back, look out. Remember, nice tight tummy supports the spine. Opening one arm at a time, we come into our airplane straddle. And then we slowly rise to standing. And then once upright, open palms to the sky. And just breathe into all that space. Inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale, bend the knees, fold forward, brush the earth, and inhale, rise. Exhale, let's fold. And inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Once more, exhale, fold. And inhale, rise. From there, let's lower that right hand so it's on the outside of our right thigh. We're going to stretch that left arm even higher and higher. And then start to inch the right hand a little bit farther down your thigh while maintaining that left arm straight up. And then from there, let's return to five-pointed star. Again, we're going to rotate our palms so they're facing forward. And then we're going to rotate them so the palms face down. Rotate again so thumbs point down and backs of hands face behind us. And then let's bring backs of hands closer and closer together. And then we'll flip so that the palms meet. And again, we can lace our fingers. Push palms away from the body. Feel that space between your shoulder blades and that deep stretch going all the way across that part of your back. Continue to press through the palms as we press them up towards the sky. Get a little bit longer out of your waist. And again, enter a slight back bend. And then let's inhale to our neutral spine. Exhale, arms reopen, five-pointed star. Good, now let's turn our right toes to the front end of our mat. We want to align our right heel with our left arch. Keep your hip bones and your chest facing the wide edge of your mat, and now bend the right knee. So again, we want to center our body weight equally into both feet, making sure right knee doesn't push past our toes. And remember that your feet are not glued to your mat, so you can adjust them until you feel like you're in a really good stance. You should feel very balanced, very powerful in Warrior Two. Good, now start to reach that right hand a little farther forward. Then lift the right as you lower your left. Push right palm to the sky. Feel that stretch going all the way up the right side of your ribs. And then let's return to Warrior Two. Pulling right leg straight without locking brings us right back where we started. So again, envision yourself like a pressed flower between two panes of glass. You're going to start pulling that left hip left, and then that right arm is going to reach farther and farther and farther away from that left hip. Once we can't go any farther, send the right hand low and the left hand high. Feel like you're pressing left hip a little forward, rolling left shoulder slightly back. You don't want to feel any tension in the neck. You want to feel lots of open space and a good stretch across the front of those hips. Take one more inhale. exhale, we're going to start to lower that right arm down towards the hips. We're making a really slow arm circle. As it starts to climb back up the other side, we're going to bend the right knee. And we can either place our right forearm on our thigh or right hand to the mat. And there's extended angle. Good. Now as we exhale, let's start revolving up our body. We're going to return to the ball of our left foot and we fade it back into runner's lunge. Send the right foot back. With our good strong plank. Exhale, lowering any way that works for us. Always chest before hips, elbows open. And then inhale, elbows tuck in. We press through tops of feet, lengthen the spine. Rise into cobra. Let's tuck our toes and we'll back up into down dog. Inhale, return to plank. And exhale again, down dog. Left foot is forward, right foot comes forward. We've got toes close, heels apart. And then we're going to inhale slowly, rise. Inhale back. Exhale, hands to heart. And mountain pose. So we're feeling the sturdiness of our stance. From there, let's place hands together in a heart. Now we're going to find a focal point for our eyes. So just fixate on one spot, somewhere out in front of you. Let's begin to shift our weight into our right foot. We want to make sure we're using the whole foot. And then we're going to place our left heel at our right ankle. Whenever you're ready, you can try lifting that left foot. You can keep that foot low, or you can move it up higher. Breathing into our balance. And if you wish, let your branches grow. You can make your branches any way you like. The left foot back down, come back into standing mountain pose. Reestablish balance into both feet. And then we're ready to try again. So let's bring hands together at the heart. We've got that nice focal point for our eyes. We're fixating on that. We can feel that navel drawing in. That's going to give us good stability from the core. And then begin to shift your weight into your left foot. When ready, just place your right heel at your left ankle bone. And you can lift your left toes if you wish. Your foot low or high, doesn't really matter. And then if you wish, you can add branches to your yourself a little taller. Make your arms a little bit longer, your neck a little bit longer. Really feel your feet on the exhale, let's just send the hands behind us and try to hook them together. So you can hook your fingers together, you can clasp your hands, whatever works best for you. And then while we're doing that, start to pull your arms a little straighter. Think about opening your heart and then opening your throat. And then let's inhale, begin to neutralize the spine. And on the exhale, we're going to fold forward. We want to really lead with our ribs. We're going to press them right into our thighs. So again, bent knees is fine. Once you've got your ribs in place, let your head drop. And then try lifting your arms higher. And then as we exhale and release the hands, and they trickle back to the mat, those arms feel so much longer. Let's nod the head yes. Or shake it no. And then just let it hang out. And return to foundational hands. Stepping back with right foot and then left foot. So again, we're in our plank. Now let's try keeping right shoulder over right wrist so we can turn to the side and move into side plank. Feel free to modify by bending that right knee and just setting the side of your knee on the mat. Try lowering the left arm down towards your hips so it's going to make another full circle. Bringing it back up. And then coming back around into our full count. Go ahead and press up into down dog. Walk the dog a few times. Press both heels low. And then transition again into our plank. So we've got really tight belly buttons. We're going to keep left shoulder over left wrist this time. Opening for side plank. Modify to the side of your left knee if you'd like. And then start rolling the left arm towards your left hip and make that really slow arm twist up. And let's come back around into our plank. And then we're back up into down dog. Walking our dog a few more times. Really feels good to stretch those feet. Going up into the calves and then even higher to those hamstrings. And then try to sink both heels down just a little bit lower. And then from there, let's come down all fours. Once there, press to the tops of your feet. Sink your navel, lift your tailbone, lift your head, open your heart out. Exhale, round and scoop the back. And then return to neutral. And let's extend the right leg behind us, push out to that heel. We'll add the left arm forward and again rotate palm to the sky. Now see if you can lift your left foot a little bit off the mat so it's not helping you balance. And then let's bring left foot and left hand back down. And we're going to bring that right knee forward so it comes right up behind the right wrist. Once you've got that in place, use your left hand to guide the right heel over. So we're going to aim it at our left hip bone. And you want to think about pointing your right knee out to the edge of the mat. Once that's done, see if you can inch your left leg a little further back. And then start to sink a little deeper down. So we want to make sure we're not letting our weight push into that bent right knee. And I want you to press down through the top of your left foot so all of your left toes are pressed into the mat. And the outer edge of your right pinky toe presses into the mat. And that's going to keep your pigeon pose nice and active. From there, let's inhale and start to bring ourselves more upright. Once we've made it onto our hands, let's just bring the right knee back, and that returns us to all fours. Sinking our navel, lifting our tailbone, lifting our head, opening that heart. Exhale, round and scoop inward for our cat. And then back to neutral. Now we can take the left leg, push it behind us, hip level. Extend the right arm out in front and then turn your palm to the sky. And see if you can lift your right foot. So again, it's not helping us balance. And then we'll bring right hand and foot back down. And we'll take that left knee and pull it forward. So once we feel it's up there behind the left wrist, use your right hand to guide the left heel across your body. When aim it at the right hip bone. Keep that left knee pointing towards the outer edge of your mat, and then see if you can inch the right leg a little farther back and let your body start to melt downward. Push through the top of your right foot. Press through the outer edge of your left pinky toe. Notice that we're keeping our weight positioned over that right hip, so it's not drifting off into that back left knee. From there, as we inhale, let's start to lift that upper body. Then once we're fully upright, we're just going to bring that left knee back, so we end up again on all fours, sinking our navel, lifting our tailbone, lifting our head, open our heart out. So round out the back. And then we're back to neutral. Let's bring our big toes closer together. Take the knees a bit wider again. Pushing back with the tailbone. We want to get it all the way back to our heels. Let our chest drop through the knees, forehead to the mat, and then turn your palms to the sky. From there, let's take that left arm and just thread it through the right armpit. Let your left shoulder sink to the mat. And really breathe across that upper back and back up. Let's bring that arm out and we'll switch. Passing right through left. Again, try to sink that shoulder to the mat. And let's bring that arm back out and just stretch a little further. Going to take the arms, bring them down alongside us, roll your shoulders towards the mat. And then let's place hands under shoulders so we can start to lift up the body. Good. Once we're up, we're going to come back around and have a seat. And let's start by just stretching our legs out straight. So we're going to push out to our heels, and we're going to press down into our palms on either side of our hips. So feel like you want to push yourself right off the mat and press out through your heels. Feel like the top of your head is being pulled towards the sky. And on the next exhale, we're going to soften a little bit, let our fingers walk forward. So as our fingers are walking forward, we're going to push back through the tailbone and feel like your belly button is being pulled closer and closer to your thighs. And then once you feel like you're melting down, let your head down. And then we can inhale our way back up. And then once we're upright, let's bend the right knee. Start by pulling that heel in as close to your body as you can, keeping both sit bones on your mat, and just give yourself a hug. And exhale as we release. Let's take our right foot and step it across the left leg. Once that's done, we're going to bend the left knee. We're going to bring that left heel in towards the bottom. And then try bringing that right upper arm inside that right thigh. Send your left hand a little bit farther behind you, close to your tailbone. And then really press down into that palm so you can feel yourself lengthen and get taller. Take a big inhale. And then on the exhale, rotate a little bit farther to the left at the waistline. Good. Now inhale, right arm high. Exhale, let it float down. And then we get to stretch that right leg out straight and that left leg out straight again. Hands on either side of our hips. Just let your knees bounce up and down a few times. And shake them out a little bit. Good. And then just let them be. Again, push out through your heels. Press down into your palms. Feel like you're pressing yourself right off the mat. And let's exhale and soften a bit. And our fingers start walking forward. Pushing back through the tailbone. Belly button is going to be the first thing to make it to your thighs. And then you're just going to let the rest of the body follow. And then we can inhale our way back up. And once we're up, let's bend our left knee. We're just going to bring that heel in as close to our body as we can while keeping both of our sit bones on the mat, and then give yourself a hug. And then let's release a little bit, and we'll take that left foot, step it across the right leg, and then let's bend the right knee, and then we're going to try to pull that heel in towards the bottom. And once we feel ready, let's insert upper left arm inside that left thigh. Right hand's going to go a little bit farther behind us, close to the tailbone. Inhale, sit taller. Exhale as you're tightening the belly, rotating at the waist so we can look farther over our right shoulder. And inhale that left arm high. Exhale, let it float down. And then let's uncross. And we're going to bring the soles of our feet together. So just let your feet rest in your hands. And let's start with our heels a little bit away from the body. So it's kind of like a diamond shape there between the legs. And just pull the knees open wider. And then while you're here, see if you can hinge a little bit forward. You should feel the stretch taking place in those outer hips. Up a little bit, see if you can inch your feet in a little closer. And again, just widen the knees. And let's exhale and release a little bit. We'll stretch the legs out straight. This time, let's keep them open. And just push out through your heels. Let your hands rest between your legs, and again, we're going to start walking them forward. And we want to pull the belly button down so that we don't want to get our head down first. We're going to get the belly button down first. That's going to keep our spine nice and long without rounding. And just go as far as you can go. And when you can't go any farther, breathe into whatever feels restrictive. See if you can't feel it soften just a little bit more to get a tiny bit farther. And then we can bring the hands back in. And let's side stretch off to our left. Let your right palm push to the sky. Rise up, and this time lower the right, lift the left, and side stretch. And come back up. Hands again between the legs, fingers walking forward, pushing back through the tailbone. Belly button is aiming for the mat. Just going to keep breathing and get into wherever we can go. And if we feel like we're stuck, once again, we're just going to breathe into those areas that feel tight, that aren't allowing us to go any further. And we'll come back up. Reach left hand to left ankle, tight bend again. And then we're going to just sweep forward. Reach out to the right, all the way up and over. And then let's switch. Right hand down, left arm up. Starting with that nice side stretch. Sweeping forward, reaching out to the side. Coming up. Side stretch. Back up and let the arm come down. Good job. Now let's bring legs back together. We'll bend our knees. So let's start with our hands behind our thighs, our back nice and straight, our feet pressing into the mat. I want you to feel the belly button tightening, and then scoop the belly in and round your spine, chin to your chest. So just kind of hang back in those arms. And then as we inhale, start to sit taller and straighter, head up, and tip your head back just enough to open the throat. Again, let's exhale, scoop the belly button in, dropping chin to chest, kind of hanging back in those arms. And then inhale as we start to lift. And let the head tip back just enough to open your throat. And then we'll bring everything back to a more neutral place. Feel the belly button holding tight and the back remains straight. Let's see if we can balance on our tailbone. And once you feel like you're in a balanced place, see if you can lift your feet a little higher. And maybe a little higher. And we're not worried about how straight we can get our legs. We're worried about how straight and long we can maintain that spine while maintaining our balance. And then wherever you are balanced with a nice straight spine, let's try adding arms reaching to the sky. And then we're going to slowly start to open. Think about someone having an iron and they're ironing you from the center of your body out, down your legs. Once you've made it back to the mat, we're going to flex our feet. We're going to reach out through those fingertips. We're going to feel like we just grew 2 inches taller. And then let everything go soft. From there, let's pull the left knee into our chest, give it a hug. And then let's set our left foot down with our knee bent. Let your arms extend at your sides, palms to the sky. You're going to lift the right leg so it's pointing straight up to the ceiling, or the sky. So push out through that right heel. Now see if you can tighten your belly and start to slowly lift your hips off the mat so we end up in a one-legged bridge. And then we can slowly come back down. Once you've made it down, let's bend the right knee and just cross it over the left leg like you're sitting with your legs crossed. Let's open our arms nice and wide. And then from there, start to drop both of your knees to the left. Let them go as far as they'll go without lifting that right shoulder. And we're just going to turn and look right.